Let's express this quickly, or kind of make this point quickly. And to do that, I'm just going to describe to you what's happening and where I am, what's going on. I am sitting here in one of my favorite spots in the internet, on the virtual bus, in a virtual city, speaking to you by recording myself on a virtual camera to reach you in physical space. What else do I really need to say on the side of just how far virtual reality has already come and what the metaverse already is? If you still think that we are stuck to a kind of Minecraftian existence out here, or that virtual reality is still in a primitive state and that the metaverse needs to be built, from inside this bus on this digital sunrise, I am knocking on your screen, bang, 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 to say hello. And that if you are using the metaverse as a keyword to mystify it, or pretending that it's not here yet, we all see you. We're already here. This space will continue to grow, and I'm not upset either. I hope that my intensity in speaking does not come off as anger. This is really kind of just a passion for what all of this can provide. Check it out. Look into it. I want to note that if you are unfamiliar with spaces like VR chat, where I am now, where we are now, you don't need a virtual reality headset to interact and check the place out. You can indeed use a computer like a PC or a laptop, desktop, Mac, whatever. It's cross-platform. And mentioning that, it's worth noting that the metaverse itself, really is just supposed to kind of be this interconnected web of worlds. There's no one-all, end-all, be-all platform or space that you have to be in. And the hardware side of that, whether it's a PC or a tablet or a hologram or VR, AR, there's a whole spectrum there. And you can still start interacting from within these spaces on a 2D screen with a desktop or a PC. And if you are thinking about getting into virtual reality or investing in it, I wouldn't think twice if you can afford to do so. And if you're trying to save to get into it, think about it more as buying hardware to have access to these spaces and these communities at a much more personal level. Because if you have not had these experiences yet, it's very hard to describe what it's like to be sitting right here, looking around, talking to all of you, or what it's like to sit with a friend or walk around in a space like this with a friend. And you can do that in 2D, but it's a whole other world when your brain takes everything in as a parallel reality. And I say parallel because I don't look at this as just a game. This becomes an expansion of reality. The interactions that you have here have real-time, real-life implications. The connections that you make are real. So there's a certain point where all of a sudden you're living in several time zones at once. Suddenly your friends live in every continent. Suddenly, when you want to learn about a topic, you can find a group of people and meet them in an environment like this to learn. Whether that means you want to point at the tree and know how to say that in a different language, or be with a team of people who can teach you how to code or how to use software like Unity. or Unreal, or any 3D, or anything, Photoshop, anything you want to learn. Suddenly you have hubs. What does that do to a person? What does that do for a person? What does that do for an entire community? Or communities that may have not otherwise interacted, coming together and finding common ground in an area where we can stack knowledge to come together and generate change, or collaborate and build things we want to see in worlds like these. It's a very strange time, but it's also a very special time. And if we mystify this space, it can be misused, it can be misguided. If we demystify it and we invite people in, spaces like these can generate real change in the physical world, too. Remember, we're already here. This is already happening. You already have access to this. And we are all here waiting for you. So please, please get on the bus.